What's going on, family? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Now listen, this video is going to be a little bit different only because I don't really care too much about other people's business. I mind mine, and that's the most important. But for some reason this story just seems interesting. I don't know why. I was scrolling through Snapchat the other day and this story actually popped up on my feed. This young lady by the name of LaLa and the other model named Ruby Rose. That's her name, right? Ruby Rose. They supposedly were friends. I don't know who these new littles are, man. The only littles I know and acknowledge are Wayne, Boozy, Vert snuck his way in there, and Bow Wow, and Romeo. Those are the only littles I acknowledge. Yeah, this story seems a little bit interesting only because this is a cute girl. Now, this girl, she seems very reserved and to herself. She's not confrontational, any of that. But listen, I don't know her, so she could be sneaky. Let's kick back and get the truth, hear her side of the story, see what really went down. If you're new to the channel, go ahead, do me a solid, hit that like button for your boy, that subscribe button, and do not forget to hit that notification bell, staying up to date on videos that I'm dropping in the near future. Now let's get into the video.
Alright guys, so I'm really just going to jump straight into this, and the first thing I just want to say is that you can judge someone all you want and have opinions on situations that you don't have the facts to and don't know everything about. And you have the right to do that because we're human, and when we see a situation, we judge it, even though we don't know the full story. But the point is, the internet and real life don't always align, and the only reason I'm going to explain myself today is because I do have a brand, and my character is being tested. Normally, I wouldn't even address situations because if I know the truth and I know my own integrity, I don't owe an explanation to anybody. But like I said, my character is being tested. I also didn't want to immediately say anything. Or
she's a cute girl.
Impulse, because a lot of you guys like you're being silent.
She seems super young, but she's a cute girl.
It's not even that. I just don't have anything to go back and forth about on the internet. So this is why I'm going to make the video, and that's it. I have a very reserved personality. I'm just naturally not like a talker to be blasting everything. That's just not me. And I'm sorry that upset some people. So first of all, me and Ruby, we were never genuine friends. And that may come as a shock or surprise to some of you guys because you just don't know the ins and outs of things that go on behind closed doors. You only know internet. You only know pictures, posts. That's all you know. And that's what we put out there.
This is the issue that a lot of kids nowadays have, and that's the fact that you guys believe what you see on social media. Excuse me. You believe what you see on social media, and a lot of times social media is staged. At this point, it's the new television. We don't watch TV no more. So we look to these people, we look to other people's lives to kind of make us happy, to keep us fulfilled as far as when it comes to entertainment. She and a million of other of these influencers, models, entertainers, whoever you want to call them, they're no different. Most of these people are not that cool. You got to know how to differentiate one from the other.
Unless it's told to you. But overall, the literal truth is that me and Ruby were never real, genuine friends. And we just gave this internet persona of sisters and besties because it looked good. And honestly, it was established on her and to me that that's all she wanted. To jump back probably almost a year ago, not quite, but almost a year ago, I was with Ruby at her house in Atlanta. I think I was staying there. And if you don't know, I used to live in Atlanta. That's where I met Ruby, and that's where I went to high school. So I was staying at her house in Atlanta, and we got into an argument about something that had nothing to do with me and her personally, but it triggered her to, like, just expose her true feelings towards me. And she just ended up telling me, like, honestly, I've been holding this in for as long as we've been friends. So she told me and straight up looked me in the eye. There were two other girls there to witness this.
Wow. And
said, like, you know, I never really messed with you. We're not genuine friends, and I don't look at you in that way, and I don't want to be friends anymore. And I was like, what? Like, I was literally sitting there so confused. I was, like, asking her questions, like, why wouldn't you tell me this sooner? Like, I don't understand why you would just sit there and fake a friendship with me. Like, that's weird. And it's hurtful, because I felt the opposite. I'm like, damn, this is my sister. Like, I feel like we created a bond and we overcame a lot.
Okay, so here's my thing, man. Maybe it's me being a man, but this is something that I've always kind of, like, had an issue with about women, right? just from my, like, just me, and men that may think like me, I never understood how a woman could just befriend somebody like that. You don't even know her. You don't even know them, but you'll befriend somebody like that. That is so naive. And this is not we're not here to bash any type of woman. We're not here to shame this woman of any sort. I want to understand, why do so many women, not all women, but why do so many women befriend other people so quickly and then, like, be shit-faced when they see that this person isn't in their best interest? I see red flags all over this story, completely covered. But I mean, hey, you live and you learn.
So I thought we were real friends, and from the jump, everyone would tell me, like, watch out, she doesn't have the same intentions, this, that, and the third. But I don't listen to people because I'm hard-headed, yes, but I also don't just judge someone based off what I'm told. I like to experience it firsthand, and then if the outcome, you know, is bad and people prove me right, then so be it. But yeah, so she just basically told me that, and she's like, the reason that I've held this in, and she's like, yeah, I know that I'm fake for it, but the reason that I've held this in is because my label told me that it was a good look and a good idea for us to have this little public friendship and bestie shit.
That's crazy.
Because you're popping, you're a pretty girl, and I need to be around that. And she straight up told me that. She's like, I need to be around a girl like you, and we can follow each other, and I'm gonna still like your pictures, and, you know, I'm not gonna unfollow you or anything, but just in real life, it's just not, you know, it's not that. I literally left her house bawling, you guys. I went straight to my mom's house.
Poor
she
baby.
told me, like, you know, this girl,
I want to hug her so bad right now.
From other incidents prior, and this girl showed you her true colors, so now you gotta make a decision. Because my mom, just being a mom, was like, I'm pretty sure y'all are gonna become cool again, and I know how you are, and you either have to know what it is and accept that and don't put your feelings in it, or move on and dead the friendship, because she just straight up told you that you guys aren't genuine friends.
Look, check this out. The minute somebody shows you their true colors, you have a decision to make. Either you want to continue to be a fool, or you want to smart up. It's a billion people in the world, man. Man, f*** that girl. Like, for real.
Me and Ruby didn't really like each other because she found out that I was messing with him, and she even messaged me at the time, like, oh, do you know who I'm dating? Whatever. I'm like, no, I don't. And then she's like, oh, well, because I posted a picture in his sweatshirt. So I clearly had no idea. If I don't know you personally, I'm not going to keep up with your relationship. I'm just not. And the reality is that I was 17. Did I care? No. Of course, guys are going to lie to you and tell you that they're single and you're the only one and this, and yeah, I believed him. I was naive and I was 17. So whatever. Fast forward, we kind of just had this little, I wouldn't even say beef, we just had like a tension. Like, we didn't like each other. Words got around because of this guy. And so we eventually both just weren't messing with him at all anymore. And she was being managed by someone that was kind of trying to manage me as well. And they were making a proposal to me. We had met once before to discuss it. And then the second time, he had told me, like, Ruby was kind of reaching out to me on his behalf as well. And she was trying to hang out. And I was skeptical about it at first. And anyone that was friends with me at the time couldn't vouch for this, but I would tell them, and they're like, bro, like, be careful. That's a little weird that she's trying to just be besties. He's like, you know, y'all both want to make money. Y'all both have potential. And he's like, I don't think you should have this beef over a guy that, first of all, doesn't care about either of y'all, clearly is messing with tons of other girls. He's like, you guys don't have to really like each other, but you could at least make money together and, you know, play it cool just to make money together. He's like, but you don't really have to be friends. You don't really have to like each other. So we kind of, like, awkwardly agreed to that, and then we were just around each other a lot more because we had the same manager. Now I'm realizing, now that I'm older and I'm wiser, I'm just realizing, like, which maybe it worked out for a lot of people, but I could never do that again. You cannot base a friendship off a guy if both parties are not secure in themselves. And it was later revealed, which I don't even think was a secret because she would still say it to people, but she was still in love with him, and it bothered her just knowing, like, you know, just knowing we both messed with him. The main thing that I think triggered her when she told to me was that me and him were still cool. After all of that, we were still cool. We didn't talk. I didn't mess with him like that anymore, but He would hit me from time to time, check in. I would run into him at events, and I would.
Why do I feel this is about a rapper? A rapper by the name of Playboy Cardi. Like, my senses are telling me, like, this is about this dude. Didn't dude just have a baby with Iggy Azalea?
Later on, when she really revealed everything, she was like, yeah, I held all this in and I should have spoke up, but she told me, like, she just felt like it was something without saying that I should know. And I agreed, you know, and I later apologized, like, I didn't think about it that way, and I probably should have just completely cut ties, not even been cordial with him. Fast forward to recent events, I was hit up by multiple casting agents to do the Mood Swings music video, which, if you don't know, is the Pop Smoke featuring Lil TJ song. So I was hit up to do it, emails, messages, all that. He did ask me personally as well, but I was hit by actual casting people too. So the first thing I did was I called Ruby and I told her.
Who was Lil TJ? Like, I hear this dude name a lot. Who is he? I've never heard a track from him. I'm not saying that he ain't good. I just never heard nothing from him. I heard about him. So I'm trying to wonder what these little dudes what these little dudes got, man. They got these chicks just wilding. Is it really just the clout? It gotta be.
So I asked, and she told me that it was fine with her. And she literally went on to be like, if I was you, I would do it. And she's like, it's not like it's just a random song. Like, I think this is good for you, and you should do it. So I'm like, okay, cool. Still didn't confirm with the casting people yet. Some, like, days went on, probably like a day or two, actually. And I called her again. I'm like, I just want to make sure 100% you're fine with it before I tell them I can do this. And she persisted to push it and encourage it and say, like, yes, you should do it. Like, I promise you, I don't feel any type of way. I would do the same thing. After asking multiple times, I confirmed with them. And I didn't see the issue. So then she texts me, I think, like, the next day randomly and just said, so she said, love you as a sis because we've been through a lot, but not gonna lie, I can't F with you anymore. And I said, I can't say I didn't see this coming, but I just wish you could at least be honest with me about how you feel when I asked. But I was probably...
Yo, Ruby is like two-faced.
being selfish, so I'm sorry if I hurt you along the way. And that was the truth, because I asked her prior. She said she was fine with it, so if you weren't, you should have spoken up. But now it's too late. The video is said and done, so it's like you're telling me, oh, I can't F with you anymore.
Yo, check it out, sweetheart. She told you flat out she don't like you. She would never hang out with you. You ain't her type. You wouldn't even be invited to a damn kickback if it was hers. You... Like, she playing with you at this point. You're not confrontational. You're not about bullshit. Like, I'm done with this. This is too much, bro. Because this is some girl-ish.
And had certain conversations and just, like, it was just very apparent that was in the past. They were clearly friends. Like, Ruby would talk about guys she wanted or mess with in front of him. It was just, like, a little play, like, I don't know. A little odd, but I'm just saying, from my point of view, this is why I didn't feel like I was that in the wrong. Back to me that she was going around saying, like, oh, me and her are not real friends. Just how she felt. Like, I learned that the hard way. I had to go through all of it. And what's so crazy is that after all that, after me knowing, like, this girl doesn't really like me, we're not real friends, I still went to great lengths to lie for her, to save her ass with her relationship. Just a lot. I still lied for her, and I still just did a lot of things that I didn't really have to do. It's unfortunate how it played out, and I didn't want it to play out in this dramatic way, but it did. I'm just the type of person, like, I move on from situations. I'm not going to sit here and dwell on it. You guys can all hate me and bash me, but I'm happy with myself, and I know that I'm going to flourish regardless.
Alright, so listen, I had to, like, end that short because that was a long video, and it was just a bunch of child's play. That whole situation was child's play. Homegirl got. Sweetheart, you're a beautiful girl. Hope you learned your lesson. But I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Do me a solid. Hit that like button, that subscribe button, that notification bell. Tap in with me on social media, Instagram and Twitter. And I love y'all, and I'm going to see y'all in the next video. I'm out.